Welcome. This is a two-part video where we will go over 2 ways to reset Windows 10 to factory defaults. This is data destructive, but the process we use will not stop someone from forensically recovering data from your system. This is less time consuming and allows us to quickly reset our computer to a clean slate so we can reuse or repurpose it. We would not use this process if we were going to sell or give the computer to someone else. That is a topic for another video. The first part of this video, we will be doing a reset using the built-in function of Windows. In the second part, we will use the Windows 10 boot disk we created in our other video. This process takes approximately 45 minutes to 1 hour on an average computer. Let's get started. Let me quickly go over the specs on this machine. I'm going to go to Windows button, then Settings, then System, then scroll down to About. As you can see, this is a computer running an older i7 quad-core at 3.6 GHz, 32 GB of RAM, and a 1 TB hard disk drive. It is a fairly balanced machine with the same performance you could expect on an entry-level computer that you could purchase at the time of this video. Let's go ahead and start the reset process. I'm going to go to the Windows button, then Settings, then type Reset in the search box. You will see that Reset this PC comes up as the first option. Let's choose that. Now click the Get Started button. This is the point where we have the option to remove everything or keep files. If you were choosing to just wipe all non-Windows programs, you could choose Keep Files, and this would keep your documents, pictures, videos, and settings intact. But since we are repurposing this machine, we will choose the option to remove everything. Here you could choose to download the latest Windows updates and patches from the cloud if you were connected to the internet. In order to save time, we will go ahead and choose Local Reinstall to reset from the cached Windows files. This allows you to see the settings you have chosen. Go ahead and click Change Settings if you want to modify what you have already selected. This option will allow you to do a secure erase where it will actually write random data over the hard drive. This would be if you plan on selling or giving the computer to someone else. To save time, we will leave that switched off and leave Download Windows switched off as well. Confirm these settings and hit Next. Windows will prep a few things. One last time to confirm all your settings. Remove all files, remove any changes, remove all apps, and reinstall Windows. Of course, this is going to take some time, so go ahead and hit Restart. This next part took approximately 9.5 minutes and got to 62% before initiating the first restart sequence. For the sake of time, we will speed this up. Once the restart process is initiated, you will see the blue Windows restarting screen. Do not power off the system or unplug it during any of this process, or it will fail. You may also end up putting your system in an unstable state. This system, being based on an Intel motherboard, will display the Intel BIOS screen briefly while it posts. During this next phase, Windows will copy all the files it needs to the hard drive. This is by far the longest part of the process, and on this system it came in around 29 minutes. If you were to do this on a newer system with a solid state or NVMe storage device, you will notice it will be much faster. Again, for the sake of time, we will speed this process. The system will again reboot and briefly display the Intel BIOS screen. It will then continue with the installing phase where the files will be copied to their respective directories. This process took another 6 minutes to complete. Here we will hit one more final round of rebooting, again briefly displaying the BIOS screen before prepping the welcome process that you would normally see when you turn on a computer for the first time. For some reason, this just a moment screen took an extra long time to advance, so we skipped ahead. Finally, we reach the welcome phase, where we regain access to the controls. Cortana will start her opening speech here if you have speakers hooked up to the system. You will also be able to respond verbally if you have a microphone or headset attached. We will proceed with the mouse and keyboard. We are going to choose United States as the region and click Yes. We will leave US as the keyboard layout and click Yes, and then skip on adding a second keyboard layout. Windows will finish prepping up our profile. We can then accept the license agreement. If you have an organization with a domain, you can initiate the domain join process here. In our case, we will be using this system standalone, so we will choose Set up for personal use. This next part is tricky. Microsoft has now allowed users to sign into Windows with a Microsoft account. The password for this type of account is online and not set locally on your computer. We do not want to use a Microsoft account, so we will click Offline Account. If you click Next on the following screen, it will return you to adding a Microsoft account. we will choose Offline Account again, then click Limited Experience. To create our local account, we are going to use a generic username of user. We are going to opt not to bother with a password at this time. Here you can choose the privacy settings that mostly fit your needs. The average user will most likely leave all the privacy settings as default. I'm going to click Accept. I am also going to accept the use of the Cortana Assistant. This is the final phase of the installation as Windows Setup saves our settings and prepares our desktop. This takes approximately 5 minutes on this machine. Once completed, we should be looking at a clean desktop. Since this machine is connected to the internet, we are going to check to make sure that it is activated with a digital license. I am going to click the Windows button, then Settings. I am going to start typing activation in the search box. You should find activation settings. As you can see, this machine is activated with a digital license of Windows 10 Pro. This concludes the first part of resetting Windows to factory defaults. If you found this helpful and want to see an alternative method, please check out the second part of this video, where we reinstall Windows using a USB boot disk. Thank you, and as always, remember to shop locally online at shop.michaelcomputers.com.